Okay, so like I said, this is transformative. That is a goose. It petrified in the mud fossil manner in a hot, salty water flood. And the reason the Earth was overheated extensively, actually the oceans, it was claimed some of them boiled in areas, and the reason was we almost got hit by Venus. This was 3,500 years ago, and Velikovsky was the one that did the work. That's why I wrote the book. I don't want him forgotten. I want that re-examined and opened up again. This is a bone. It's one of the ones in your wrist or something like that. And that is also fossilized in the mud fossil process. And this could be a new species. I don't know. But it's a foot from something. And I've looked at this very closely in a microscope. It has all of the attributes of the skin, flesh. This is the actual hide that wrapped this. That's not a shoe. And this is where the fibia was. You have a tibia and then you have a fibia that sits on the side. And that's where the bone was, right there, for the main bone that comes down. And then the one that sits on the side is the other one. There's the bottom of the feet. There's the pads where it hit. I didn't have this DNA tested, but it could be DNA tested. I could find blood in this. Everything had an artery and had a vein. This one was DNA tested as human. And you can see the fabric that's on there. And there was a ton of blood in there. I drilled a hole in there to get some blood deep down inside. Because inside it's just saturated with blood. This one leaked blood all over the, well, not all over. I mean, I exaggerate a little bit, but, but the blood came out. And these are the alveoli. You see these little holes? You see those little circles? Those filled with silicates in the mud fossil process. Otherwise they would have been holes. And some lungs did stay with just the holes. All right, because it depends on what the conditions they were in when they petrified. This is completely new. This is transformative. This has to be discussed. All right, I showed you the lungs. This is a giant hand, and this is the fingertip from one of the fingers. And they break right off at the bone, right there. That's the bone. And that was where it would have bumped up against the next finger. And they have the pads underneath. And there was, this piece here is the artery side, and this is the vein side. That was attached. I broke it off. I don't know, it's around here somewhere, that piece. But I had this CAT scan when it was complete. And it shows all the blood vessels and everything. You can actually see where the fingernail pad is right in here. And under the microscope, I can show you all the little black balls in there, which are the interstitium. This was one of the fingers. Of course, that's the whole hand. Let me get this out of the way. This was one of the fingers. And that is literally the tendon that runs up the top of the back of your finger so that you can do this and that. You see that big one right there? That's it right there. Now, this is muscle. You see that weave, that fabric? That's muscle. This is a tendon, and it runs right down here. And that makes you be able to do this. So here we are on top of the finger. All right, right here. This is the knuckle right here. This is the ball we're looking at. Right there, that ball. This side eroded right down to the knuckle ball. The other side eroded to where we can see the fabric of the muscle that's on that ball. And this is the tendon, and you can see it very clearly. You see that circle right there? What happens is a tendon comes down, and there's a short section which gives you just enough to really lock it in tight, but give you a little bit of drift. And then it comes into your fleshy red muscle. And that's what that emplacement is, and it comes out down to the muscles that are over in here in your hand. And that's the muscle that runs around the bone, and that gives you the strength to do this and that. That's a fingertip. I have all kinds of parts from this. Now, that right there is the silver stuff is grip skin. You see it peeling off of there? Grip skin is really tough keratinized skin. I have some, well, I might as well show you. And this is the tendon that runs down. This is the left hand. If you pinch your hand like that, you have that little cleave right in there. This is the bumper pad that runs right around your hand here. That's the tendon that runs down. The thumb ran off this way. It's 3 or 4 feet wide, something like that. I forget. It's been a long time. It's been laying around here, and it's just out laying in the woods. Now, let me show you that grip skin. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Here's the grip skin. You see this here? That's what grip skin looks like. Remember I showed you it was peeling off? I have another giant one here. This one here is way bigger. That's just the fingertip. That's just the tip of the finger. Like this is like this here, basically. Only this one still has a fingernail and the fingerprints. And again, did DNA tested. DNA tested. The other one was CAT scan. This one was just, this fingertip was CAT scan. The other one, this probably weighs 400 pounds. That's almost 3 feet long. It's almost 3 feet long. Huge, huge thing. And the DNA tests were all well done, and again, this goes back quite a long time ago. And this, you see the fingerprints? These are the fingerprint sweat pores. See the little sweat pores that are in the fingerprint ridges? One ridge, which is the ones like on your fingerprints, one ridge right here is as wide as my thumb. So this is about as transformative as you get. So I should be allowed to speak freely and openly about copyrighted material without be getting bumped off of here and there. And anyway, I'm gone from Facebook, so you're not going to find me there. I love you all. Vayos con Dios, amigos. Okay, my friends, a little bit of a gray area here. We're going to be talking about copyright and fair use rules, basically legal rules. Because copyrighted means that you own something. You put a lot of work into it, absolutely. You own it. Nobody should be able to just take it and use it. However, people should be able to comment on it, and that's what I do. In its most general sense, fair use is copying, showing, using copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose. That's me. I want to say, this is not what you're saying it is, it's this. Or here, I want to comment on something. I'm not trying to steal their work. The purpose is for comment, criticism, parody on copyrighted work. You have to be able to show it. You don't show it, you have nothing to say. Such use can be done without permission from the copyright owner. In other words, fair use is a defense against claim of copyright infringement. If your use qualifies as a fair use, it would not be considered an infringement. And then it goes on to say, so what is transformative use? Well, it's pretty obvious if it's transformative. If I say this is not a rock, well, I say it is a rock. But at one time it was a goose. And you say, oh, come on, nobody would believe that because that would have all rotted away. I said, no, there's a new process. This is feathers. This is a feather pattern on it. This thing died in a hot water flood. Flat as a pancake on one side, and the other side is perfect. It was parboiled and then dried out in the right conditions. Everything's here, if you know what to look for. And I've looked and I've actually found the blood and everything else and done all of the work, but I have to be able to show things against what mainstream is claiming. And right now, it's being denied to me. I just got thrown off of Facebook. Let me just show you something. Okay, so here's what I've decided. I'm going to write a book, and it's going to be very short, or maybe, I don't know, 50 pages, something like that, just to outline what's going on. And every one of these claims I make will be backed by videos. So it starts out, hello, my outstanding curious friends. And this is what I need, people that are curious. The things in this book are recently discovered and are in all sciences, and I claim I can explain these things, and I will. I will give a description of every claim I make in the book. Each description will link to material facts and likely a video covering it, if I can, and I'm sure I will have for almost everything. Now, my work is material and it can be seen. These new research results are completely new and completely true. Everything I show, like I say, I'm a material evidence-based scientist. I don't do anything that is just hoping that, guessing like theoretical. If I haven't got anything to support it, I don't show it. So, and I have the YouTube channel, well, I have a YouTube channel, but I also have Zoom. I have a Zoom account now where I can do some, meetings, and we can go online, and I will discuss anything about any science or history with any scholarly group, anyone, and I guarantee you my evidence will be rock solid. I won't come there just making nonsense claims. So, and then I go on, it's getting there, I don't know, I only have like 15, 20 pages, and I quote a lot of people saying a lot of different things, like Fermilab, what they say about particles. I have to. How could I possibly talk about it without saying what they say? This is the thing that drives me crazy. And if I can do what they say is possible, take regular light, visible light photons, which from lasers, they're going to be high energy. They're not going to be 3.5 electron volts, but they're not going to be gamma energies, which is mega electron volts. That's millions. But when we do our work, we can come out with trillions because we come out with cosmic rays. Just exactly what CERN shows, muons and electrons shows. This is from CERN, so this is their copyrighted work. I have to show that. How can I possibly not show that? And show that we can do these things. All right, they still have me blocked from speaking at CERN or for anywhere, at Fermilab specifically. So this is going to be all in my book, and I'm going to show what they show, boom, boom, and what we show, boom, boom. Same. And so if I can't show that, we might as well just give up the ship right now, and we'll just all clap and cheer for the professors. And then I go into myths and history. This is a deep dive into our past. And I show all of these things too, and the claims that were shown. And what about space? What about the vacuum in space? And what about light? We got a lot to speak about, and I'm just getting started, so we got 15 pages so far, and I'm probably going to have 25, 30 videos, and it's going to be a very inexpensive book on Amazon. I already have another one on there, but, it was about Velikovsky, who was treated the same way I was treated, and being treated. All right, here it is right here. Minds in collision. It's got a pretty good rating. The first guy rated it with like a 0 because this was way back when it first started. It's like 99 cents. I didn't want any money for this. I think I had to put it for 99 cents. I don't think they would put it up there for free. I can't remember what it was all about. But at this time, I had human DNA tests, 3 tests. The contamination was ruled out. I had CAT scans. I had chemistry, I had anatomists, I had everything done. It's 37 ratings, so that's pretty good. Anyway, 99 cents, and like I say, all I wanted to do was to make sure that people didn't forget Velikovsky. He did an unbelievable amount of work. His book was #1 on the bestseller list for 11 weeks in a row, and academia told the publisher that if they didn't take it down, they would never buy any more books from him. And they did take it down because they didn't want to lose their business. And Velikovsky basically for his entire life was destroyed by his peers, because he was a peer of Einstein. He knew Einstein, they knew each other. This guy was a genius, and I mean a genius. And he went back and did the actual work. which is exactly what I'm doing. And he tried to confront them with his book. They made him take it off the bookshelves. Now they have new ways to do it with the algorithms and blocking and spam lists and all this kind of stuff. I get through to nobody, basically. So the book is going to be the only way we're going to do this. And I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to have an online Zoom meeting. We're going to do this Zoom. I'm just trying to figure out how to get into that. And then you're going to be the ones that are going to have to spread the word, because I can't get it. I cannot get it out there. I tried. I'm talking 12 years now I've been trying. In sincere, really working at it. And I mean, everybody knows that's followed me every day. I'm posting saying, please look at this, please look at this. And then I start getting kind of nasty sometimes. But this is what happens. What do you do? Now they realize that the jig is up, and they're just trying to really shut me down. So anyway, I'm off Facebook. If you're looking for me there, you ain't gonna find me. So you're going to have to stick with me on YouTube as long as they'll let me stay there. And I'm going to try to be as reasonable as I can on there. They've been very, very fair with me. Very fair. I did get a strike for talking about something in health, and I won't do that anymore. I think it was valid, but I'm not going to fight it. I'm not a doctor, and, nobody wants to get sued anymore. Everybody's afraid of lawsuits and things. So it's kind of getting to be a restrictive society. Legally, there's just so much legal issues that can come up now. Anyway, I want to be fair with everybody, but this is transformative information. This is something that's very, very hard to dismiss. And like I say, I have all the DNA reports, I have the CAT scans, I have the specimens, and nobody could stand up and talk against it. The only way they can put it... All right, I'm sorry. I could feel a ramble coming on. So what are we going to do? I'm going to do a daily Zoom meeting, which I'm going to stay tuned to the channel here. Mud Fossil University on YouTube, and I will be posting how I'm going to proceed forward to do basically classes online, which will be through the Zoom. And then, it's going to be up to you to move this stuff forward, because I cannot get to anybody. I have been put in a box I cannot get out of. My particle physics and light theory and actual experiments are very, very transformative. This is not accepted whatsoever, that this is what light looks like as a photon. I mean, it's starting to be accepted because they can see them at Fermilab. They see the same particles we see. This is from Fermilab. Now, I am not allowed to speak there either. This is the problem with the new way everything's done, is they can put you in an algorithm, they can block you, they can restrict you, and that's all, every bit of that's been done to me virtually everywhere. Because I come with evidence that is overwhelming, and nobody can speak against me, so they block you. That's the way it's done now. And I just got thrown off of Facebook. They disabled my account, and I have 30 days to appeal, which I did, but trust me, it's never going to happen. And it's about talking about copyrighted material. How can I talk about these things without referring to somebody else's stuff? This right here is from, this right here is from Fermilab. Now, if they come and they say, no, you can't show this because it's copyright, what do? I can show my stuff. I'll let them show my stuff. I'm showing the same particle they are. Why can't I do this under the Fair Use Act? I'm not trying to steal anybody's work. I'm trying to present transformative comments and information and experiments. And then we discuss. That's what science is all about.